Are you new to business or just want to get your business ready for tax season? Today we're talking about bookkeeping and why it's important to get your numbers organized on this episode of Coffee with Tea. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, Tanya Tyler, and I'm excited because we're going to connect with Miss Lorena Grant, who's going to tell us about how she got into the business of doing her own books and how she helps other people do the thing. So before I dive more into the conversation, I want to welcome Miss Lorena to the call. Welcome, my friend.
Hello, thank you.
It's a
Thank
pleasure
you
to
for
have you
inviting me
on.
over.
Thank you for accepting my invitation. And I want the best people who can tell about ourselves is ourselves, right? So before we
Right.
dive into the conversation, I want to turn it over to you, and I want you to tell a little bit about who you are, what you do, and maybe answer the question of how has the whole pandemic affect you and your business. So please tell a little bit about who you are, Miss Lorena.
Well, um, I am a mom. I'm a wife, and I've been a bookkeeper for a number of years. Um, I have a degree in accounting, and so um, I was when I started my business, I had been a bookkeeper a while. And I was actually homeschooling my kids at the time and was trying to make money for our family. We were struggling and I was looking for opportunities to do that. And so I actually started my own e-commerce store after taking a hiatus from being a bookkeeper for a while. And while homeschooling, I decided to start an e-commerce store and did that for about 3 years and realized that there was, in trying to do the complexity of my own books, realized that there's got to be a need for other people who are doing the same business model.
Mm-hmm.
And so in doing that, I said, you know what? I loved bookkeeping in the past. I loved it so much I used to dream about it. Doing the typing and stuff like that. And so that's when I decided to open my own bookkeeping my bookkeeping business. And since the traditional me, I have narcolepsy, and so it kind of limits me from being able to be out of the home. So
Mm-hmm.
my kids went off to public school, and when I opened my bookkeeping service, now that's what I want to help people do, and
Right,
that's what I have been helping people do for at least 2 years now.
right. You know what I find fascinating is I for those, I always have to break it down, because we have a lot of people who come across your videos at different times. And for those who don't know, what is narcolepsy? Can you explain a little bit about what that is? And
Narcolepsy is a sleeping disorder that often will affect me. Like if we're in the car, I I don't drive. Okay, let me just say that. My life and everyone that I would be driving would be at risk because I could easily fall asleep at the wheel, and I'm not willing to put myself, my kids, or my husband at risk with anybody driving. So I don't drive.
right.
So that's just a choice I make. Some narcoleptics do, and coffee is my friend.
So, oh wow! I mean, and I'm fascinated with your story and what I was going to say. And I had to ask. Please, thank you for explaining. What that is. It's like, you have a challenge, but you never let that challenge hold you back. So I really like what you're sharing with that. So can you explain to us, or the audience and stuff, like how did you have that mindset where, these are challenges, but I can get past it? How did you overcome that kind of thinking, or was that always brought up in you?
I've always been done well in school, despite me sometimes falling asleep in school. Thank God the teachers never gave up on me. But so while it was a challenge, it never stopped me from being able to accomplish anything. I've been very blessed in that regard,
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my kids are in public school now, so them coming home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and me being able to get to and from work with no transportation other than a bus is just, I would be coming home at 6 o'clock in the afternoon and then having to deal with school and homework and all that stuff. It's just not an option for me to be able to work outside the home. Right. And like you said about the pandemic has been a blessing in disguise for me, and I'm sure for many other work at home people, or people who have ever wanted to work at home. It's made an opportunity for us to be able to explore those things,
Right. And I like how when you say you were a mom and you focused on like homeschooling your kids, and you had this passion to start your business. What was it that you said, this is the time, this is when I have to do it? What was there something that in you that said, just go for it?
I was tired of fighting with eBay. They started putting policies in place that made my business harder to even run. And, we were having quite a bit of success. And then eBay changes their policies and decides to, limit your ability to have sales, or, and I don't want somebody else controlling my business. I'm the one running it, And so, that's where I had to make a change. I had to make a shift. I was tired of it. Having to start over from scratch was getting to be tiresome and exhausting.
Right. So I like that. And I used to do eBay for a period of time. So I always say that's a good place to start.
It is a good place to start. Yeah, it is.
So what would your advice be for those who are like maybe working at home and, they're just tired of working for other people? What would your advice be to somebody starting out?
Don't give up. If you can find help, try to find it. Try to find a coach. A coach is a great mentor, or, sometimes you need a coach. And as hard as it is sometimes to even invest in yourself, because you won't regret it. You learn something. You may have to be reminded over and over again, but I'm learning. I'm still learning. I've been in business for myself for 2 years, but I'm still learning how to promote myself, and getting to know the needs of the people that I'm going to serve, has been a learning curve.
Right. Well, I want to remind everybody that Lorena has been dropping down nuggets. So if you've been picking them up so far, please give us a thumbs up, follow down with a comment down below, because we're going to talk more into how does she transition into her business. And I see she's very passionate. I see you on Facebook and I love your posts that you do it. So, and we connected in the networking. So really, where does your passion come from when it comes down to, I mean, specifically like bookkeeping, or how would you, or I should say, what would you suggest to somebody? How do you determine whether you're on the right path for your passion? How did you know that?
I feel confident doing it. Feel good about helping people. I enjoy doing it. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like to do it, or don't feel comfortable doing it. don't even know what they're doing, and I feel for those people because, you know, sometimes the softwares are not user friendly, and so you need help. And it's to know when you need that help, to look for help,
Right, right,
rather than just stay stuck.
right, right. And
So,
like I said, when we met in the networking event and stuff like that, and you were very, very confident about what you do and stuff like that. So it's like, how has deciding to say, you know what, I'm going to do it my way has helped. And like I said, I just want to, somebody who might come across your video would be something that you would like to share with them when they want to say, I want to do something for myself. What would your advice be to them?
focus on your passion, what you're good at, and evaluate your strengths and at least head in that direction. You might need to explore other avenues, but at least start in that direction. Maybe even pray,
Right, faith
Pray.
does come in handy.
It works.
Right. So, Miss Lorena, we're getting ready to wrap up. I have a couple of questions that I always like to ask people, and I want to know, like, what's the one thing you want the audience to take away from your interview today? If there's nothing else that they hear from you, what's one thing you want to leave them with?
Um, that's a good question. That if not sure what to say about that.
No problem. We can always
Sorry.
just talk about. No problem. Because, like you said, sometimes
No, I
it's like,
can give some tips.
well, you can give some tips. So, whatever. Like I said, what would you like them to take away from your interview today?
Okay. That if you are struggling with your bookkeeping or getting organized with your business, that I can help, and that depending on your business model, most of the people that I deal with are online entrepreneurs. So yeah, I mean, I've been a bookkeeper for a number of years, 7 years total, and it's been over 22 years since I've had my degree. Yeah. But I have quite a bit of experience doing it, and I would love to be able to help people.
Right.
That's my goal in all this, helping people and helping them understand their numbers so that they can make better decisions. You know, understanding your numbers. If you ever want to grow your business, you need to have um, things set in place. Numbers. A bank's not going to accept you for a loan unless you have numbers
Right.
or to submit to them to show that you're actually making money or things like that. And sometimes, getting all that in line, um, and come tax time, save you time and money.
Good point. Good point. So, Miss Lorraine, I have a question, and we sort of segue into it. It's like, where can people find more information about you, your services, and what you do?
I am on Facebook. I am on Alignable. I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't usually go there very often.
So, what's your link name? Is it
My
Lorena Grant, or what? How can they find you?
Yes, Facebook / Lorena.Grant, and I also have a Facebook page called Grant Bookkeeping Service, and my website is grantbookkeepingservice.com.
Okay. Thank you so very much. And I want to say again, thank you for coming on. I know you were nervous. You did fantastic, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your insight and your wisdom with us. And I want to remind everybody that feedback is always welcome. Remember that all the links that Lorena mentioned will be posted down in the description box below. So please make sure you check it out down there in the description box. And if you've enjoyed today's show, please make sure you hit that like button. Let us know, maybe follow up with a comment down below. And again, if you're enjoying all the insight that we had, like Miss Lorena shared today, and you want to keep getting all the insight that other people are sharing, please make sure you hit that subscribe button over there. And remember, take things in stride, go with the flow, and create your own path. And we will see you back here on another episode of Coffee with Tea. All right. Bye-bye.